channel. Today's video is going to be a breastfeeding tag, which I am really excited about because I've been wanting to do a video on breastfeeding for quite a while now, but I couldn't exactly decide what to discuss in terms of breastfeeding until I came across this breastfeeding tag by a fellow mama named Felicia Graves. I love her content. I would definitely be dropping her video down in the description box, so please check it out. And I feel like I do have a lot to say about the subject of breastfeeding because I breastfed Zelda for 2 years and 9 months, so almost 3 years, and I'm still breastfeeding my 14-month-old Delilah. So I have, almost 4 years of breastfeeding under my belt so far and still counting. So I'm excited. I'm going to be answering 8 questions about breastfeeding today, so let's jump right into it. Number 1 is, where is the craziest or most random place you've breastfed? So even though I've breastfed for so long, I feel like I haven't breastfed at many crazy places. And the reason for this is that unfortunately I am super shy about breastfeeding in public. So usually, like if we're out and about somewhere, I will either try to get to myself or I'll go to my car to breastfeed. But let's see, I think the craziest would be this one time we were hiking, which I have breastfed several times hiking, but this time I went off on this side trail and I got lost just so I could find a quiet place to breastfeed, but it had a beautiful view. It was overlooking a waterfall and it had a bench and it was just so magical. Actually, honestly, I don't think that's so weird, but that's all I could think of. I think that's actually as natural as it gets, is breastfeeding in the forest. Seriously, how much more natural and beautiful than that does it get? Number 2 is, how many hours do you think you have spent breastfeeding? Now, I have no idea what the answer to this is. I don't even know where to begin to calculate this because I just told you I have breastfed for almost 4 years so far. But Felicia, whose video I got this idea from, has I think he's a 3-month-old, and she literally did the math calculations on this and determined that she, in 3 months, has already breastfed for approximately 500 hours. So there is no telling. It is thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hours probably that I have put into breastfeeding so far. 3, favorite thing about breastfeeding? I think my favorite thing about breastfeeding is the benefits to my children that it provides. I remember when I was breastfeeding Zelda, she never got sick. Even if we were sick, she never got sick. And then when I stopped breastfeeding her, she started getting colds like nobody's business. So it obviously kept her immune system built up. And we have had several colds in our household since Delilah has been born, and fingers crossed, knock on wood, but she hasn't caught any yet. And I'm gonna give breastfeeding the toot for that. So I love that I can see the benefits in my children. I know there are so many benefits that I can't even see on the surface, and that just brings me so much peace of mind. But another thing is, I'm not gonna lie, is how easy it is and how free it is. So I don't have to wash bottles. I don't have to actually, because of co-sleep, I don't have to get up during the night to make a bottle, and I don't have to spend a bunch of money on formula. So I'm not gonna lie, that's one of my absolutely favorite things about breastfeeding also, is that it's free and it's kind of effortless. In a lot of ways, it's effortless. 4, toughest moment while breastfeeding. So I'm going to do this one for each kid because our breastfeeding journeys with both of them have been very different. They're very different kids. With Zelda, my toughest moment to do with breastfeeding was weaning her. Now, I did not plan to breastfeed her for almost 3 years. In the least, I did not plan on that. I planned on a year. And I could sense people around me, particularly my husband, starting to get a little weirded out. We've had some friends that have said some really harsh things about people who extended breastfeed, and it kind of started to get to me. Other people's thoughts. I know I shouldn't let other people's thoughts get to me, but it did. So, and I was getting tired of it. I wanted my body back. It was almost 3 years, but at the same time, she comfort nursed a lot, and she was so gentle about it, but it just brought her so much peace and comfort, and I just felt so guilty taking that away from her. And that's basically the reason I breastfed her for so long, is because I felt guilty. And it's kind of the opposite with Delilah, because Delilah, she bites me so bad, you guys. Sometimes there's just whole days where just every time I go to nurse her, she bites me so bad and won't let go, and it's horrible. I joke that she is the baby of a piranha and a shark, because that's how bad she is sometimes. And when we have days like that where she's biting me a lot, I get afraid to nurse her. But she still wants to nurse, and she just screams and cries and won't sleep, and it's just a whole hullabaloo. So I kind of do want to wean her, because she is just not gentle at all. So the hardest thing with Zelda was that I felt guilty wanting to wean her, and she breastfed for way too long. And the hardest thing for Delilah is that she bites the crap out of me, and I'm ready for her to get off my boob. So yeah. 5, how do you entertain yourself while breastfeeding? So sometimes I do the whole like stare into my baby's eyes thing, because they both have such blue eyes. I like to look into Delilah's eye sometimes when she breastfeeds, but sometimes honestly I just like mindlessly watch YouTube or scroll social medias. That's usually when I catch up on my YouTube videos, honestly. So if I'm commenting on your YouTube videos, I'm probably breastfeeding, honestly. So the more you know. 6, favorite breastfeeding gadget. Now, I'm not one of those people who uses a lot of gadgets for breastfeeding. I kind of just let it be natural. I never even pumped for either of them. I know that most people swear by the need to pump and at least have like a stockpile, but I never did that. So the only gadget I really ever used was the boppy pillow, and I have to tell you that boppy pillows are amazing. I really don't know how you can breastfeed a newborn without one, and honestly I don't use it for that anymore, but ever since I stopped using it for breastfeeding, I literally use it as a pillow because I have neck problems at night, and it is so comfortable, and it has helped those so much. So boppy pillow, it can be used for a ton of things. 7, how long do you plan to breastfeed? So with both kids, my goal was a year. Now Delilah is 14 months, so I really don't have a specific plan. Since the goal was a year, and anything beyond a year for me is just icing on the cake. It's just bonus. So I have no plans as of now. I kind of want to plan to start weaning her soon, but I want to do it slowly and gently so that I'm not ripping it away from her. I do not like going cold turkey from breastfeeding. It hurts my heart, and you know, honestly, it would probably also hurt my boobs. So, and the last one, oh, this is a good one. Most embarrassing breastfeeding moment. Now, since I am so awkward about breastfeeding around people, I feel like I've had a lot of these that for other people probably wouldn't be embarrassing. Like if Delilah even tugs on my shirt, obviously wanting milk in public, I get embarrassed. But I have a story that ties into that time I answered earlier when I was breastfeeding in the forest, okay? So we have taken her hiking, Delilah, we have taken her hiking ever since she was a newborn. I would put her on my Tula and we would go hiking because we love to hike. So there's this one day, she was, I don't know how old she was, but she was very tiny. And I had her in the Tula and we were hiking and she got hungry. And there were a lot of other people on this trail, and we were a long way from the parking lot as well. So that's why I went on the side trail trying to find somewhere secluded to feed her. So I went way off on this other trail. Nobody seemed to be around. So I sit down on this bench and I whip out my whole boob and start feeding her. And that's when I hear a whole bunch of kids coming, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? Really, universe? So I am just, they're coming fast, but my baby is eating and she's gonna start screaming if I take her off my boob, but I didn't want these kids to see my boob. I wish I was more confident with nursing, but I'm not. I have had friends that were new moms that would just whip out a boob anywhere, and I'm always like, hats off to you. Please give me your bravery. I really need that. I am such in awe of you. Oh, anyways, I got really sidetracked. So anyways, I'm hearing my boob out, kids coming, I'm like breaking a sweat. So I take her off of it and I'm trying to shove my boob back in my shirt, but I had like I don't feel like I had a breastfeeding friendly shirt on that day, so it was all a mess. And so she starts howling because she wasn't done eating, and then I notice that there is poo all up her back and now all over me, all in her tula, because she used to be the blowout queen, you guys. Oh my gosh, blowouts every day. Zelda was the same. I don't know if it's because of my breast milk or what. So I'm sitting there, kids coming, baby howling, in the forest, boob out, poo all over me, her, the tula, and I'm like, seriously? So I try to use her I try to get my boob put up as fast and as good as I can, but I think there was still like some belly hanging out, and I'm trying to use her to cover the poo that's on me, but also try to cover up the fact that there's poo on her, because I didn't want to put her back in the tula because it was also full of poo. So here I am, boob out, halfway out, screaming baby, just poo everywhere, and I'm going through the forest. I'm glaring at these kids at this point. I'm sorry, I glared at these kids because I'm like, look what you did. I was just trying to breastfeed in the forest, and here you come on this side trail. Why didn't you stay on the main trail? And I had to hike all the way back to the car like that. Just like I said, poo everywhere, screaming, boob out, it was really embarrassing. I feel like I've had probably a lot of hiking moments like that, but that one stood out the most. Actually, when we got back to the car, we had to get out a bigger size diaper that thankfully we had a box of in the trunk, because obviously that was too small for poo to have gotten everywhere like that. It was just, oh God, y'all, it was an ordeal. I had to finish feeding her in the car while trying to get the poop cleaned up, and in the car there was also a bunch of people around because we were in the parking lot, and they were just like looking at me like, she's got her boob out, there's poop everywhere, just what's going on here? Oh my gosh, that basically sums up motherhood for me, by the way. I am a hot mess and always have been, and I really try to embrace it, but it's hard to do when you're in a situation like that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you're a breastfeeding mama, please also use this tag if you want to, and please let me know if you do, because I would love to watch it. I loved watching Felicia's. I loved making it. It was really fun. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe.